Perfect. I got it to work. All right. So this is the first class of Elevate Your Decor Business. We are going to learn so much in these classes because it is the beginning of the year. We want to make sure that we have our goals and everything together in order to make sure our business starts right on the right track for the new year. So in this session, this is the first of 3 classes. So in this session, we're going to learn, well, the whole thing. We're going to learn how to start setting the year, to setting the new goals for the year, I mean. And then to create an action plan to make sure that we complete those goals, because sometimes we do all these goals, we set up everything, but we don't actually complete it. So we're going to do that today. In the next couple of classes, we're going to set the foundation for a better and improved organizational system that will allow you to make more money and to keep your sanity. Because at the end of the day, that is what we want with our businesses, correct? We want to make sure that we are actually making money out of the business. It's not just a hobby, and that it doesn't stress us out, um, that it doesn't make us crazy. So we're going to make sure to set the foundation for both of those things. So in case you don't know me or you don't know a lot about me, so this is who I am. My name is Oralia, and I've been doing event decor for 17 years. So my business has gone through all the stages. I started doing decorations as a hobby for friends and family, and then it was a part-time and a full-time, and now it's a full-time profitable business because there was a time in that timeline of the 17 years where it was my full-time job, but I was not making money. So now it is a full-time profitable business. Then during the pandemic, like a lot of us, I started a new project, which was a Dream Mastermind group. If you haven't been in the mastermind classes, mastermind meetings, it is a group of people that are in the event industry and that we just share ideas. We make sure to meet up and talk about what we have going on in our businesses and to learn to make sure that we have support in the community and accountability, which is a big thing. So from that, I started thinking that what else I could do. So in May 2023, I just launched Event Decor Academy, which is my 90-day signature program. If you want to know more information about it, I'll talk about it in a slide at the end. So now a little bit more personal. Okay, so I'm very inquisitive by nature. I only want to know. I usually do a lot of research on my own. So I want to make sure that what I'm saying is based on real information. So I self-educated myself and I do attend a lot of courses and I have coaches on my own. I migrated from Mexico at 17. I am married for being married for 12 years and I have 2 daughters, so I know how to handle a business and house and a lot of the things together. I know that we are multi-talented people, so I know how hard it is. One of the things that I haven't mentioned before, I am the youngest of 5. So I know all about competition because I have 4 siblings to deal with. I needed to prove my worth, but I also have a very supportive family. One of the other details, all of my siblings were teenagers when I was born. So I not only lived with siblings, I lived with adult siblings. So my childhood was full of competition. If you believe in personality traits, and if you think that those play a part of who you are and why you are, why you behave the way that you behave, I am a Capricorn. I'm Enneagram 9. If you do the 4 tendencies quiz, I'm an obliger. And if you ever had a human design chart done for you, there's a lot of information there. And on that, I am a projector. So just in case that you believe in any of these, you know a little bit more about me that way. who am I not? I am not a fairy, regardless of how cute I look as one, like as you can see in the picture. I'm not a fairy godmother. I'm not a lawyer, not a psychologist, not a therapist, not an accountant. So I am a business coach. All the information that I provide you is based on my own experience and the training that I have had in managing my business. But I do research. I find the information and I make sure that it is veridic and that is true and it is helpful to your business. So, but it is important for you to understand that the classes are not a substitute for professional advice, whether I want to help you as much as I want. If there is something or an area of the business that it requires professional help, that is on you to take care of that part. Also, I am not a fairy godmother because you need to do the work. I'm going to tell you all the information. I'm going to tell you how you can improve your business, how can you elevate the experience that you have with the business, but you are the one that has to do the work. So it's on you to make sure that this works, because just looking at the class or at the recording or at doing the templates that I'm going to give you is not going to guarantee that is going to improve your business. There is a lot of work to be done. With that said, I'm going to just a couple of media reminders. If you're not watching the recording, you can have your microphone open. And if you have any questions, you can just ask away or put it in the chat. If you have your camera on, it lets me know if I'm boring you or not. And you can take screenshots of the slides. Just sharing is just not allowed because I want to make sure that there's people that come to the meetings and the classes and that we are able to give the most information in person, because it is amazing to do that way. All right. Maybe this is you, maybe this is not, but let's say that at the moment you feel lost, that you lost momentum in your business. The holidays are a slow season for many of us, so we tend to go slower on the working side. We're not in a hurry. We try to rest and get energy, but also it can feel hard to go back to a routine, to go back to bookings and doing the events and decorating and do all of that. Maybe you're feeling sure of how to start planning and organizing the year. Maybe you have the energy and you want to make sure that you are um, maybe have the energy and you want to make sure that you are on top of things, and you have the planner, you have nice colorful pens, you have everything ready to organize your year, but you don't know how to start. Or it can be that you're just worried that you haven't had any bookends, or that you don't know how your year is going to look like yet, because not a lot of people are reaching out. So if that is the case, I'm going to help you out, because what you really want is to feel at ease when you are working on and in your business. With a clear guide on how to set goals, because that's going to make a difference. Also, we have to make sure that there's a process to manage your clients and that you are sure that you will be busy for the whole year. So if that is what you want, if that is the main goal for the year, to have this business and manage it and make sure that everything is going to work out, let's start with the goal setting. As you can see here, I have a couple of examples. First, when we set the goals, we have to make sure that we change the narrative. So a lot of people, when they think about setting their goals, they're like, well, I hope I get many clients this year. That is not a goal that you're hoping. You just said it, you're hoping. That is not a goal. Or you say, oh, if all goes well, I'll be really organized soon. Well, if you have it there, the words are very powerful. If all goes well, what if it doesn't? What if it's not how you expected it to be? Or maybe one of your goals is like, I just want to get really busy. I want to get a lot of events during the year. Okay, how are you going to do that? Because wishing is not just going to make it happen. So you have to make sure that when you're setting up your goals for the year, whatever is the area that you're setting those goals in your um, business, that they are SMART goals. As you can see here, what is a SMART? They have to be specific, they have to be measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So let's change those goals. When you say, I hope to get many clients this year, if we convert it to a SMART goal, then it would be like, I will book at least 3 clients per month. It is specific because it's not only getting clients, it's that you are going to book them. You're going to get a retainer or a deposit. It is measurable because you just said it's 3 clients per month. So you measure how many of those you want. It is attainable. You're not going to say, I want many clients this year. And many clients for some people could be 50, for some people could be 100. And that is a huge difference. So you have to make sure that it is something that you can do, that you have the staff, the material, and the energy to complete. Relevant because it has to be something that works on your business. You said, okay, I want to get, I want to get 3 bookings per month. If it is not something relevant to your business, you can say, I just want to make sure that my website gets updated every 15 of the month. That might be important, but it's not relevant to the business, because if you're updating your website but you're not booking the clients, then there's priorities. So if you're not giving the priority to the right thing, you're not going to advance. You're not gonna be looking at the advancement. You're gonna look at how busy you are. And timely, because we have to put a time frame on this. 3 clients per month. That will give you more than 36 a year, at least 36 a year. And if that's something that you can handle and that is something that you want to do, then we have to make sure that we take steps in order to complete those goals. The goals are not only there to make sure that you have something to do, or because everybody has resolutions for the new year, then well, I might as well have them too. I might as well have goals as well, like everybody else. The goals serve a purpose, and the main purpose of that is because the goals will help you know your progress. How are you going to know if you did better in 2023 than you did in 2022 or previous years, if you don't keep track of the goals, and then if you don't keep track of the progress? Also, it can be a source of motivation. How? Because if I don't have a goal of closing 3 clients per month, I might not work as much as I should, or I'm just doing the bare minimum because I don't have a expectation to meet. Also, it will help you to stay focused and direct and intentional with the things that you're doing in your business. Because if I'm just getting clients as they come, and it's okay if they sign a contract or not, it's okay if they send me a deposit or not, and at the end of the year is November or December even, and I see that I didn't have as many clients, and I didn't make as much money as I expected, that's gonna bring my psyche down. Like, it's going to make me feel depressed or sad or upset, because I just work and worked and worked, but I didn't really have an end goal in mind. So having the goals is not only because everybody else does it and because it's the beginning of the year and we all talk about it. It's because it helps you with your progress, your motivation, and your um it directs you to have something to look forward to. Also, I want to have I want to make sure that you understand something here. The biggest competition that you have is you. It is not the other person that is in your area that has the same prices, not the other lady that just started and is giving discounts and is giving doing giveaways for everybody because she just wants to get the clientele. It is not the veteran that has been doing this for years and years, and you expect that you have the same business as her. Your biggest competition is you. because you have to be better than what you were last year. You have to be better than how you were when you started. That is the main goal of the business, to be better than yourself every single year. So yes, it is important to know your competition in sense of things that are important to the finances of the business. But when we're talking about setting up goals, and when we're talking about making sure that that there is progress in your business and success, the biggest competition is you. And we'll gonna go a little bit deeper into that in a few minutes. And also, the biggest block that you are going to have when you're setting up your goals and trying to achieve them and working on them is going to be procrastination. Why procrastination? Because one of the main things that happens is that we get overwhelmed. We get the sense that we're doing too much or that we're not doing enough. And instead of trying to fix a problem, we just stop doing it. Or we say, okay, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll start when these things get better, when my family situation improves, when the clients start to coming in, when I get more money on the bank account, whatever it is. So we tend to procrastinate and not do the work right away. And then we leave it for next month, we leave it for next week, and then we never do it. So procrastination will be the biggest block. And we're also going to be talking about that as well. So why is it so difficult to achieve the goals? Why does it take so long to make sure that we have a plan to achieve those goals? So usually our brains are something like this guy. We don't trust our intuition. We are perfectionists, which can be a huge thing that prevents us to achieve our goals. We are people pleasers, so we're thinking about what everybody wants to hear from us and not necessarily what we want to do. And then we let our negative thoughts and limiting beliefs be the blocks for doing the goals that we want to do. We try to complete many goals at once, so we try to multitask and we don't give the importance to every single thing that we need to achieve. So it becomes overwhelming. Like I said, it becomes overwhelming. You're working on too many things at once, and then all of a sudden you see that you're procrastinating, you're not doing it, or if you're not doing it in a quality manner. So that is why it's difficult to achieve the goals, and that is why a lot of people stop putting in the work. How are we going to take care of that? Because we want to make sure that when you have these goals, we achieve them, right? We're not just setting up goals for the sake of doing it. So how are we going to do that? We're just gonna cross all that out, and instead of being perfectionists and people pleasers and letting our negative thoughts and limiting beliefs block us, we're going to do these other things, which is we're gonna identify our strengths and our weaknesses. Why do we need to know these things? Identifying our strengths is going to help us know how we work, how our brain works, and how we can make sure that the work that needs to be done for the goals is completed. Why do I need to get to know my weaknesses? Because if I know that I am not a morning person, I'm not going to try to put the work of the goals that I want to achieve from 7 to 10 a.m. I'm just not going to do that because it's not going to work. You are not a morning person. Maybe you need to ease into the day. Maybe you need to get your coffee first. So if I know that that's one of my weaknesses, I'm not going to make sure to put in the work at those times. If I know that I need to be, if I need accountability, if I need an accountability partner or somebody that that asks me all the time, how am I doing with my goals? I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm going to have to tell somebody, either a partner, a spouse, a friend, a sister, a brother. If you have people working on your staff, if you have people working with you, you can share your goals with them because you need somebody to be checking up on you. So when you identify the weaknesses, you're identifying your blocks, which is going to help you so much at the time of to put in the work to achieve the goals. One of the other things that we're going to do is to pace ourselves. When we try to complete many things at once, we tend to be working little by little on every single thing. So, for example, a lot of people do the resolutions for the new year, and in the resolutions is go to the gym, eat healthy, stop smoking, stop drinking. I'm not gonna go to bed past 10 p.m. I'm not going to look at my phone when I first wake up in the morning. So all of a sudden, you're not only trying to achieve the goals, you have a bunch of things during the day that you want to change. So at some point you're like, oh, I forgot to drink my water. I forgot to stop to pack my lunch. So now I have to run to get fast food. I forgot to pick up groceries for dinner. So it's all a mess and you get stressed out and you're doing too much and all of a sudden you just drop it. You say, okay, today and this week and next week is going to be bad days for doing all the work. I'm gonna start next month. And then it never happens. So one of the things that you can do is work one thing at a time. When you work one thing at a time, you're going to make sure that you complete the work for the one thing that you're working on. Because if you try to do a lot of the things, there's no quality work in that. You're just chipping away off every single thing, but you're not completing them, which is not what we want. You need to take charge of your business. And I'm not just only talking about the business that we have. I'm talking our business, meaning everything that we are and everything that we do. So for example, yes, if I need to complete a goal, I need to set certain habits to make sure that I complete that goal, but I'm not going to do all those 10 habits at once. If I know that I want to take 3 clients per month, I'm not just going to start posting on social media every day and being active and sending emails and networking, and I have to do a flyer and I do have to do a marketing campaign. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm working on one thing only, and then I'm taking charge of that. And when I complete that part of the plan, then I move to the next one. And if I take charge of, okay, I need to do the flyer, like that's one of my priorities. Okay, take charge of that. Make sure that you do it and you do it good. And when you do that, then you move to the next thing. But don't try to do everything at once and then, okay, I lost charge of my time, my sanity, and I don't want to do it anymore. That's not taking charge. That's not being in charge. And one of the other things is that you have to remain flexible. We sometimes forget that we are humans. We believe, yes, you are the CEO of your company, you are the boss, but sometimes we try to put on too much to ourselves. So we have to make sure that we remain flexible, meaning if I have an action plan for the goal that I want to achieve, if I have a to-do list that in order to get those 3 clients per month and something doesn't go my way for some reason, whatever it is, maybe there's people not trying to reach me. Maybe my Facebook ad campaign is not working. Maybe social media is being too overwhelming. So when you remain flexible, you give yourself permission to change the things that are not working for you, and then you do something different. So you're not being a perfectionist and not a people pleaser. Because if everybody says that I have to be on social media and I have to post 3 times per week and show my face every day and put pictures and do a video and do all of that, but that is not working for me, I'm going to remain flexible and identify what works for me, and I'm going to do that because that's going to help you in the long run. We're not trying to be perfectionists. We're not trying to be people pleasers. So when we change that mindset, When we change all the negative to positive, when we work little by little, we're making sure that we understand the importance of every single aspect that we have to manage in our businesses. And our businesses most of us are entrepreneurs, and most of us do the work of 6, 7, 10 people. We're the accountants, we're the photographers, we're the social media managers. Besides that, we do the decorations, we do the planning, we do the cakes, we do whatever it is that you do. So we have to make sure that when we have all of these tasks to complete, our mindset let us know that it's okay, that it's a safe space, that you are a safe space yourself, because there's nobody taking charge for you. There's usually nobody else doing the work for you. You're not delegating, you're doing everything yourself. So we have to make sure that we stay positive in whatever we need to do in order to achieve the goals for the year. How are we going to do that? That is the question. So I want to make sure that you take a couple of minutes and get a piece of paper. And in that piece of paper, you can have 2 pieces of paper, you can have one, front and back, however you want to do it. But let's do an exercise. So there are a lot of things, and because we all know in our hearts and in our minds what worked last year and what didn't. So in one side of the paper, or in one piece of paper, you're going to write for 2024, what's in for 2024. So what worked last year that you want to keep doing this year? For example, if answering the emails every day, like once a day, sitting down to have email power hour work for you last year, put that on the list. If it worked to have only one place to refer your clients to, whether it's your website, your Instagram, or to let them know to text you, if that is what worked, put it down on here. You can put many things, whatever comes to mind that worked last year and you want to keep it. Or if it's something that you want to introduce this year, you can do that as well. But I will try to not put too many new things. So that's why I'm saying put something that worked last year that you want to keep this year. So it can be, okay, I was very confident, so I'm going to keep that. I handle my work schedule very good, so I'm going to keep that. Maybe I reply to my customer service experience was amazing last year, so I'm going to keep doing that. Whatever you want to have on there, you put it in for it. That's going to be in for 2024. So now on the second page, on the other side of the page, however you want to do it, what didn't work last year? Because we're going to kick it out. So in 2024, we don't want those things anymore. So if I was constantly taking on low quality clients, and I don't want that anymore for 2024, we're going to put that on the list. I'm not going to set low quality clients. And it can be a different meaning for every single person. So I'll let you decide what you think it is low quality clients for you. So if you think that maybe you were very disorganized with your time in 2023, we're gonna kick that out that habit for 2024. So you put it on the list. If you have self-doubt, if you have limiting beliefs, if you had bad management of finances, if you had like you didn't care about finances, or you didn't care about how you treat your clients, or you didn't care about being a bad boss, in the meaning like when you have staff on charge. And not necessarily that you're a bad person. Maybe there are some aspects on when I said bad finances, by being a bad boss, bad CEO, it's not meaning that not meaning that you're a horrible person. It could mean that, okay, maybe I just didn't take charge and I just was too overwhelmed with other stuff. So I want to make sure that I don't do that this year. So write as much as you can on both papers because that is going to help us to set up the goals for next year. So after you're done, keep that paper and then we're going to use it in a little bit. So now, only 10% of the people in the whole world complete their New Year resolutions. So out of 100 people, only 10 complete their New Year resolutions. 23% quit by the end of the first week, meaning there's already a fourth, almost a fourth of the people that they already quit by now, by today. They already quit. They don't want to know anything about their New Year's resolutions, and more likely they don't have an intention to pick it up later down the road. By now, they're like, okay, well, I try it for the first week of January. If it don't work, I'll try it on 2025. So that is really bad. That is super, super bad because it's a quarter, almost a quarter of the people. That is a lot. By the end of January, almost half of the people already gave up on their New Year resolutions. So by 30 days, only 30 days after they said, yes, I'm going to wake up early. Yes, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be a better husband or wife. Whatever it was their resolution, they already gave up by the end of January. And then the percentage keeps going on. But it is very interesting to see these statistics because it shows you that half of the people quit right away because we're only talking about the first month of the year. Why is that? As you can see here, I have a balance and then why I scale, I mean. They're balanced, I mean. We have a scale right here. Why is that? So I was thinking about goal setting and there is a couple of choices. So you are either a thinker or you are a doer. So a thinker might be one of the people that they have their agendas, their planners, they have the nice pens, the gel pens or markers. They went to the store, they picked out a planner, they have a notebook for notes and ideas, another notebook for for the stuff that they want to accomplish. They have one for business, one for personal. They have a calendar on the wall. They have their calendar ready on their laptop and their phones, and they're ready to plan their year. They're ready to put their minds into it, and they think and think and think and think, but they never do. And that could be a good thing, and that can be a bad thing. Because if you think a lot about what you're going to do, the problem is that you're going to think about it. You might actually use the planners. You might actually put your thoughts into paper or to put your notes into your phone and to have it there, but you're not doing anything with those. Or you have the nice pens and nice things, the nice markers, and you're writing everything that you have to do, but it just stays there. It just stays on paper. It just stays as a plan, but there's no doing. There's no action to take. And then there's the other people that are the doers, and they just do. They don't need their fancy planner and the fancy pens, but they just do everything and they keep doing and doing and doing. And they go and they join a network group, they join a class, they pay for a mentor, and then they're getting clients, they're doing decorations, they're doing photo shoots, they're doing style shoots, they're networking with other people, they're doing social media, they're doing everything. But in the doing, there is no planning, there is no thinking. So they're just doing and doing and doing, and it could feel that they're getting ahead, but the reality is that they're actually like a hamster on a wheel. They're doing, but they're not going anywhere. There's no end in sight. There is no mountain to climb. There is no reaching to the top. They're just circling around the mountain. And yes, that it could be a good thing, that it could be a bad thing. Because if you do a lot, but you don't think about your goals, you don't think okay, I'm working so much, but I don't actually have a goal. I don't actually have a number to reach, then they can feel exhausted. They can feel burned out. They can feel overwhelmed. They can feel that they're working so much for very little success. So there has to be a balance in between that, in between being a thinker and a doer. Yes, you have to plan the stuff, but you also have to take the action on the plans. It looks very nice on your planner. It looks very nice on paper, but you have to make sure that you do what you put on the paper, that you have, that whatever you said you were going to do, you actually get up off your chair, get up off your bed and do the work. Because if you only plan it, then nothing is going to happen. And the same thing goes for the doers. Yes, you do it. You are putting in the work. You are a very oriented person. But if you're just working and working and working and you don't have an end goal on your business or in your life, but we're talking about business here. If you don't have an end goal, then you're just doing for nothing. And it can feel like a rat race, like a hamster on a wheel. Like you're doing a lot of stuff, but you're actually never ending. So there has to be a balance for that. How do we reach that balance? That is a question. So there is one thing that I have been using for a couple of years, and many of you might have it already, but if you don't, I'll send it to you. There's going to be a workbook that goes along with the 3 classes. So you are going to get the workbook on the second class. So on the second class, look for the goal tracker. And we have used this before, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details on this because we have done it before. But a goal tracker, the goal tracker that we use, it has an action plan. So for example, taking the same example as we did in the previous slides. If I want to get 3 clients a month, okay, I need to know when I'm going to start working on this goal. Am I going to start on February 1st or should I already start in January 1st? Is it something that I'm going to do, that I'm going to track by quarter, by semester, annually? How am I going to do that? And then you have an action plan, and every single thing on your action plan is going to have a due date. Why is it going to have a due date? Because if I have here 10 steps and I don't know when those steps are due, let's say that I put January 1st as my start date and then the end date February 28th. Then it's going to be February 25 and I haven't completed any of this because I don't have a due date on here. So I have to make sure that I have an action plan, that I have a to-do list, but I also have a date of when it has to. And then after that, you always have to celebrate your wins. So you have to put on there how you're going to celebrate. So this is the balancing between the doers and the thinkers. So as a thinker, you're going to complete it. You're going to put on paper what is your goal, the start date, the end date, and the action plan. As a doer, you're going to make sure that you have a due date here, because if my first step is to, let's say I want to get those 3 clients a month, and then my first step is to take a look at my social media and make sure that it looks good, because a lot of my clients come from social media. So if that is the case, then I have to do an audit to my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok pages. I need to do that by January 10. I have 10 days for the first step. And if that is the first step, the second step is to check my website, and that has to be done by January 17. And then you go and complete the whole thing. But you actually have to do the work. And then when you have 3 of the steps completed, you know that you're at 40%. So you highlight it or you put an arrow or circle or whatever works for you. and you make sure that you keep doing the work until you're at 100%. Now, why do I have a goal tracker? Because in order to achieve our goals, they have to be visible. That's why a lot of people use vision boards. But sometimes they do their vision boards and they leave it, they have the fancy vision boards and they spend a day working on it, but they don't see it every single day. So what's the point of having a nice vision board if you don't see it? Same thing with goal tracker. What is the point of having a goal tracker if you don't see it? So if you decide to print out the goal tracker, what I would suggest is to have it on a place that you look at every single day. It can be the closet door, it can be a mirror, it can be, if you sit at your desk every single day, it can be like a frame or not frame, but taped near somewhere near your desk. I have a friend that she has her goal, she has a goal tracker and she has it on her car. She drives a lot, so every time that she drives and she has a few minutes, spare minutes, or even if she doesn't, like if she's going to a meeting, she gets the goal tracker out. She looks at it and says, okay, I haven't done this action step, so I'm actually going to do that. So it has to be visible. You have to see it every single day, because there's no point of us doing all the work and planning if we're not going to take action on it. It has to be constant as well. What does that mean? I'm not going to work on my goal today and take 3 days off, and then maybe on the weekend, and then if I'm not busy next week, I'll do it maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. No, it has to be, depending on what it is, it has to be very constant. So it doesn't mean that you have to work on it every single day, because maybe that's not needed, but you have to make sure that you give yourself some time to complete it. Meaning, okay, I'm going to work on it twice a week. Twice a week, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to see my goal tracker. I'm going to see what I need to do and complete it right away. Or I'm going to plan to put it on my calendar so I can complete the steps that I said I was going to do. It has to go gradually. Again, when you try to do a lot of things at once, it usually overwhelms you. So we have to go, that's why we have a percentage. We have to go step by step so it doesn't become overwhelming. A lot of people say that they want to lose weight at that's the resolution for the year, and they try to do everything at once. They're eating healthy, they're not smoking, they're doing exercise, and because they try to put so many new things at once, there comes a point where they can't handle it anymore. So it has to go little by little. So if you started doing exercise for the month of January, okay, on February, then you already have the exercise part down. Keep doing that, and then on February, we start the no smoking or no drinking part, and then on March we start with the eating healthy. And then when you notice you're gradually chipping away at the stuff, so it becomes easier to achieve that goal. And then you have, like I mentioned before, you have to celebrate. A lot of the things we do the job and we do the work and we complete the goal and we said, okay, what's next? You don't have time for yourself to give that win to yourself. So you have to make sure that you celebrate. How you're gonna celebrate it? Maybe a manicure, a pedicure, a massage. Maybe I'm gonna treat myself to a nice dinner. Maybe I have been wanting to go to a place, so I put it on my calendar that when I complete the goal, I'll go to that nice place that I've been thinking about. Whatever it is for you, but you celebrate those wins. So now what I want you to do, because you're not getting the goal tracker at this class, you're getting it until next class. I want you to write on a piece of paper all the goals that you have on mind for 2024 that you want to achieve. It doesn't mean that we're going to do all of them. Remember, one step at a time. But you're going to write all the goals in all aspects of your life. So think about the emotional things that you want to complete in this year. Intellectual, physical, social, environmental, financial, spiritual, all of that. all of the things that you want to achieve in 2024, you put it on a piece of paper. And if you can do it by categories, so it's much easier. So you can maybe have a column or a page for each. And then after, when I give you the goal tracker, you're going to choose one. So if you have 50 goals, if you wrote that you have 50 goals for 2024, you really have to pick just one. And if you don't want to do this in these areas, emotional, intellectual, wherever, just think about your business, because ultimately we're doing this for our businesses. So if you want to do this business wise, think about everything that you want your business to achieve in 2024. It could be, I want to get 50 clients for the year. I want to get to 150K for the year. I want to, what else? I want to be featured on a magazine. I want to work with a certain vendor. I want to do a divorce party because I've never done one. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, you put all of those goals on there, and then you only pick one single goal. So by the next class, you know what goal you're going to work on, because we're not trying to get ourselves crazy. Remember at the beginning of the presentation, I said, we're doing this to get our sanity while running our businesses. So only one thing. And then after you pick that one thing, let's go back real quick. After you pick that one thing, you're going to make sure to complete the goal tracker. So you're going to put your goal in there. When are you going to start? When you're going to end? And what is your action plan with the due dates? Now, there is one thing that we barely talk about when we talk about goals. And that is that we don't ask for help very often, especially as entrepreneurs, and especially as people that are doing the work of 13 other people. We don't ask for help. So I want you to make sure that if there is a goal that is a big thing in your business or in your life, and that you want to achieve it, that you take classes. If, for example, if my goal is to have 50 clients a year and my norm is 25 clients, so that means I want to double it. If my goal is to take 50 clients a year, I need to take maybe some classes about marketing, or maybe about systems. Maybe I need to take a webinar about how to do sales, whatever it is that you think is going to help you. Maybe you need to network, find other businesses that do the same as you, or other people in the event industry that can help you out and they can be your accountability partners. Or maybe you can just talk it out, join masterminds, join business groups, wedding associations, business associations, local chapters in your area. Whatever works for you, but any kind of network. And if you have the chance, and if you give yourself the chance to hire a professional, then do it. Go ahead. More power to you if you do that. You can get an accountant, a virtual assistant, a coach, a lawyer, whatever it needs. It needs to be done. And also take breaks. Because again, we get overwhelmed, we get burned out. We want to make sure that we're doing this and we complete the goal. And this is one of the phrases that I really love. I really don't know what I got it from, but I love it because it says business is unpredictable, imperfect, and complicated. A lot of people, when they hear that, oh yeah, you own a business, you have it all figured out. Actually, most of us don't. We figure out on the way. So it is, yes, it's unpredictable because you can never know what is going to happen. It's imperfect because even if we do all the same kind of, if we are all in the same line of work, there is still things to be learned. And everybody is going to have a different journey. And complicated because nothing in life is easy. So ask for help if you need it. So now, next class is going to be January 16. We're going to meet at the same time, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time. We're going to get organized. So come prepared to get organized in your business. We're going to talk about organization. And if you feel like you need more information from me, I have booking strategies, which is just a coaching session of 45 minutes. You can just DM me if you want to book it. And if you need to know more information about my program, Event Decor Academy, it is a 90-day program that helps your business with the strategies, organization, and processes to have a profitable, organized business. And the URL is, I am only enrolling 3 students every month. So only 3 spots every month. And you can also DM me if you want more information on the program. Follow me on Instagram, and we have our Facebook group so you don't miss any details about the meetings, the classes, and also because there's a lot of information that I'm going to be giving out shortly. So this is it for today. I'm going to stop recording so we can take some questions. But make sure that you come next week. Again, let's do it right here. January 16th. We're going to talk about organization. You're going to get the workbook that day. You're going to get an email about the workbook and the link for the next meeting. So with that said, I'm going to stop recording and then we're going to take questions now.